Hey everyone, welcome back to GroLeafy. Today is going to be a really exciting video because you're going to find out about 5 really cool, easy things that you can grow indoors. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel if you have not. Smash the like button, but here we go. Let's get a look at this indoor garden. So we have 2 racks here that are growing a lot of things. And so the first thing I want to show you are some microgreens. So these are mung bean microgreens that I'm growing here. And then also another bean are some, and these are growing really high as you can see. They are called dun peas. And they are ready to be harvested. So that is something that I definitely need to do. But as you can see, just look at that. Isn't that amazing? And look at that. So mung beans, microgreens, and another microgreens, dun peas. So one of the first things that are our favorite are microgreens. Microgreens are a wonderful thing that you can grow indoors. It is very easy. A lot of times microgreens may take only 7 days, 10 days, 14 days, but really you're looking at maybe roughly around 2 weeks to be able to grow microgreens and harvest and eat the benefits of these microgreens. And microgreens have a lot of nutrients. Just take a look at this. Take a closer look at these microgreens. Look at the color, look at the fullness. And it tastes just like the actual plant that it would be if it was matured and fully grown. These dun peas, they have really grown longer than they probably should, but I am a busy gardener. You always hear that me saying that. You always hear me saying that. So I'm going to harvest them, but they taste fabulous. Okay, so that's number 1. That's one thing that's really great to grow are microgreens, and it's full of nutrients. Another microgreen that I am trying to grow, this is my first time growing, but look at that. It is actually beets. We love beets. We make beet juice in my house, but these are beets. I'm going to try maybe growing this again. They're not as tall as I thought that they would be. They took a little bit longer. Beets take longer. They're really a root vegetable that should be grown in the ground. So I'm trying that out for the first time as microgreens. Another plant that I am growing for the first time are Swiss chard. So that would be the second thing that I would recommend giving a try is Swiss chard. Look at the results that I have had. So why don't we come down here and take a closer look. So you're going to actually see something else back there, and I'll tell you what that is in just a second. Maybe you come around on the other side and let's get a better shot of Swiss chard. I am going to harvest this today. It is huge. It is wonderful. I love Swiss chard. You can saute it in many recipes. You can add it to soups. You can saute it and just like you would with kale or spinach. Add some garlic and onions and just some salt and some seasonings. But this really came out really great. So Swiss chard as a hydroponic type vegetable that you would grow inside hydroponically would be something that I would recommend. And these grow lights, as you can see, have been fabulous, but I need to reconnect this. All right, there we go. It's reconnected. So if you can come closer over here and take a look over here. A while back in another video, I was I took a microgreen and it was a salad mix, and I'm looking at this plant here right now. It was a salad mix, and I said, well, let me take this one microgreen and let me see what it turns out to be. And I really wasn't sure what seed it was that it came from because it was a salad mix. It was a mixture. So I said, I'm going to let it grow and let's see what happens. And then I discovered, look at this, I need to harvest this too, that I grew a radish, a white radish. Can you see that? That white radish. Let me move this around. White radish under here. So I need to harvest that as well. But I was quite amazed because a radish is actually a root vegetable. And so I just grew that indoors. So that was a really cool experiment. Number 3. The third thing that I think is really cool are herbs to be able to grow indoors. And this also was my first time trying to do this. I said, you know, I've grown herbs outdoors. I've grown basil outdoors and cilantro, but let me try some Thai basil on indoors and see what happens. And here we go. I have harvested this several times. It just keeps growing back. You can see that it's actually flowering. So I really need to clip down and harvest a lot of it because it's really trying to reproduce itself and trying to form the flowers so that it forms seeds and pretty much end the life of this plant. But I am going to harvest this so that it can keep growing because I love the flavor of the Thai basil. So if you ever thought about maybe growing some herbs indoors, you really can. Hydroponically, it is definitely possible. So that would be number 3. Number 4, lettuce. Lettuce is a wonderful green plant to be able to grow. It's great for you, it's healthy, and a lot of us, we love lettuce. And this lettuce, I've mentioned in previous videos, is Merveille de Quatre Saisons lettuce. It's just lettuce, but it's very lush. This will be my 4th time harvesting it, so I've clipped it down where there was nothing left to it, but I am going to harvest this today, and I will just let it keep growing until I just cannot. So that's lettuce. And then over here was just something else. I don't know. I wasn't too crazy with how it turned out. It's called corn salad. It's okay. It didn't do what I really wanted it to do. Maybe I didn't put as much care to it, but you know, I'm experimenting. And then here's another little plant of the Thai basil. I just didn't have any space on in the other bucket to grow it, so I had it here. One of my favorites is kale, so I'm so happy that I can grow it indoors. When I eat kale, in my family, we put fruits on it, we saute it, we put spices, but I love to eat kale every day, a part of my lunch, and I eat it fresh. You don't have to even wash your indoor plants. You just chop it up. I chop on there, I put grapes, oranges, bananas, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, whatever is in season, I put it on there and I eat it every single day. I don't even put a dressing on it. You can take an orange and just squeeze the juices of the orange on the kale. So, kale, that would be number 5. There are 2 types of kales. This one over here is a red Russian kale, and all of this is ready to be harvested. But red Russian kale, and there's several plants here. Just take a look at that. So it's growing wonderfully. I've already harvested it a few times. And then to the left is a dwarf Siberian kale. Now this was my first time actually growing this plant indoors. I typically will grow like a different kind of kale and also this red Russian kale. But this kale is actually fantastic. It tastes great. The texture is great. It's nice and soft. It's the texture between kale and spinach. So that has been wonderful. So I'll be harvesting that. So that would be top 5 for the 5 plants that would grow indoors. So yes, remember that the top 5 things that you can plant indoors, it is really simple and it doesn't take much time and it is low maintenance and you don't have to deal with all of the bugs and the pests when you are planting indoors. So number 1, work microgreens and kale and lettuce, Thai basil or maybe another herb, but also Swiss chard. And so just get started. And I am a busy gardener, and so I really don't have that much time, but it is low maintenance, so it is something that is reasonable for my time that I have to be able to grow indoors. I really hope that you like this channel and that you were able to learn something from it. And if you learned something, please remember to smash that like button. Subscribe to my channel because I will be coming out with weekly videos, and share this video with your friends, your families, your community, with other people who would be interested in learning how to grow indoors or even outdoors. I hope you like this, and remember to grow leafy, and I'll see you next time.